Yeah, before you know it, the whole ship except Wesley, who's got earbuds in or something, is
Right.
That's pretty funny. All right, I'm going to hit record here. I think I solved my lockups. I think actually it turned out to be Chrome.
Really?
Specific.
So over to Firefox.
Well, a specific bug, but so far with Firefox, I haven't had a single lockup, so I don't know for sure. I'm not 100%. It's not one of those easily repeatable problems, but
sure,
it's enough of one to make me wonder. So I'm going to see how it goes the next couple of days. All right, I'm going to start. Here we go. Oh, let's have that open, Scott. That's something you have to read. Close it, you dumbass. Okay, Brian, here we go. It's ready for the show.
Okay.
Let's do it. Here we go. I'm all excited.
Yeah.
It begins in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, I am slowly becoming more machine than man.
Build your own Dwarven Forge.
Google Fiverr likes Salt Lake City.
Fox eyes Mulder in a sexy way.
Ooh, at least briefly. Captain Marvel probably going to be in Avengers 2.
Cool. Americans can now buy their own flamethrowers.
Double cool. Recomentals.
Tom's Tech Time.
Your phone calls and more on this episode of The Morning Stream. Oh, hey, how about I push this?
Introducing a new, longer-lasting Energizer.
The new Energizer AA battery. It's supercharged.
It's new, the longest-lasting Energizer ever. No battery in the world can outlast it. Now, radios play 14 hours longer than before. Now, 48 more flash pictures than before.
It's supercharged.
The new Energizer AA. No battery in the world outlasts it. It's supercharged.
Take a selfie. Take a selfie. Take a selfie.
Will they ever get off this damn island? This is the morning stream.
Hello, everyone.
I love that remix. Nice.
I just did it live. I hope I got the timing right.
Yeah, it sounds great. Take a selfie.
That's one of my favorite things you ever said in the way that you said it. So it's good to bring it out once in a while. Dust that thing off.
Sure.
Give it to the people, hand it over. It's their domain. They own it. They're the taxpayers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're the Patreon payers. Hey, have we mentioned it in a while? We haven't. Go to patreon.com/TMS. Support us. That's a great way to do it. People are always asking, how can I do that? I've already got tweaked audio earbuds or some other thing. How else can I be a more meaningful contributor to the show? And we often are remiss in reminding you that you can just head on over there to patreon.com/TMS. And part of the reason we don't pound it down your throat every day is because we don't want to do that to people. We want to just gently nudge you toward it. Because your kindness and generosity is all we're asking. All right, Brian, what's going on? How are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm good. Just chilling. Had a nice little bowling league game last night. Had 3 nice games. Ended on a 175 on my third game, which is
That's pretty good.
not a high, but it's
It's higher than anything I ever do.
it felt pretty good. Yeah.
I saw you sent me a picture of your hand in a bowling glove thing, and I thought, oh no, Brian's hurt himself. What happened? I really did. I thought you hurt yourself.
That was the reason why I sent it just without any sort of description, and why I made sure not to have any bowling lane visible when I sent it.
I was all freaked out. I'm like, oh no, Brian's like, had a
Brian's injured.
crankshaft
He's got
problem.
like a carpal tunnel deal going on or something.
I was going to feel bad for you, but now I don't because you were just fooling with me. You
Right.
bastard.
Take a selfie.
All right, Brian, let's get into it. Let's do a show today, I think. We ought to do one. Since we're here, we're already recording. We may as well just do a show. Everybody, are you on the pins and needles? Ha, needles. That's funny. To hear how the dentist went yesterday, well, let me tell you.
I'm on pins and needles. I got to hear this.
I got there at 2:30. Had to mad dash everything in the morning after the show because I had to get a bunch of crap done before I left. It's always fun. I'd rather relax before I go to a big dentist appointment because I don't relax while I'm there. So it's nice if I had like an hour where I could just chill. But I didn't have that. In fact, I had the opposite of that. I had run around like a chicken with my head cut off. And got to the dentist, sat me down. Got there immediately. They called my name, by the way. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I was 10 minutes early, sat down. They go, Scott, and I'm like, oh shite, here we go. This is it.
See, but they know like they can get you in there and you won't stress, you won't be worried, you won't be freaking out. They got you.
Not at all, of course not. So I go in there, I sit down, and I know what's coming because this is a big one today. It's a crown. It's a kind of a hopefully semi-permanent thing that I won't have to deal with too much. Occasionally they'll pop off because you eat a freaking Swedish fish or some other dumb idea, but they're, pretty good. And the core tooth underneath is supposed to be strong enough. So, we're going in optimistic about what the outcome is. And they sit me down and they say, "Do you want the gas?" She says. She kind of had a voice like that, this lady. "Do you
really?
Yeah. Hey, how are you? Doing good. Great. Do you want the gas? Like, are you on the gas? Like, she was freaking me out.
I'll have what you're having.
So she sits me down. She says, I said, "Yeah, you know what? Today I'm doing the gas. I want to do the gas. I haven't done it since I was a kid. I want to know what it feels like to have the gas." And she's,
"I want to know what gas is. And I want you to show me."
Oh, man. If I knew I was going to get a performance, I would have said, I want the gas earlier.
Maybe there's still some residual effects left over from yesterday.
It's pretty good. It makes me want to take a selfie.
Take a selfie.
All right. So, anyway, I sit down, and I got a little stoned on it, but I don't think they gave me enough, Brian. In fact, next time I'm asking for more, because I'm kind of a big guy, and I don't think, I think they were giving me kid levels. And you could feel it, you get a little buzzed.
That's the problem, is you told them that you haven't had it since you were a kid, so they put you on 1.
Yeah.
And they should have cranked you up to 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So next time I'm going to say, that last time, not near enough. I hardly felt a thing. Crank that. Give me the maximum allowed adult dosage of your gas. Well, okay, then I'll just turn the crank, she'll say. So anyway, they sat me down. I started loading up on the gas. He comes in to do the needles. The gas hadn't done anything for me, so I'm already, the needles stress me out because they go, and I know that they're poking around in places where my nerve ball is, and they're going to stab my nerve ball, and it's going to go across my face.
It's that tough thing. It's like, this is the thing that's going to hurt like hell to prevent the later stuff from hurting like hell for longer.
Yeah, and for me, it's not so much that, he's actually a good needle poker. He's got the skill to do it in a way that isn't going to just completely floor me. Mm-hmm. Never has he really hurt me too bad there. But it's the anticipation that kills me. It's I know the needle's in. Okay, I kind of felt that. Ooh, where's he moving it? Because he's moving it. Oh, is that my brainstem? Oh, shit, my eyeball. Right? Like, I can feel it moving around. And he says, now, this is a big one. He says, this is going to numb you from the center of your chin all the way up to the base of your ear and most of your cheek and jaw. And I said, okay. Fine, but it always takes 2 with me. Always takes freaking two doses. It never can do it with one. Yeah. When I was a kid, sure, maybe you're done. But as I've gotten older, every time my 6'4" frame needs more. So he says, "All right, I'm gonna leave you. I'll come back." Comes back a little later. Goes, "How you doing? Is your chin numb yet?" And I said, "It's just like it feels tingly, like it's an hour after I've left the dentist and it's starting to wear off." And he goes, "Oh, I need another dose then." So of course. Puts it in. Now I start to get numb from the other side of my chin all the way up in my ear up to my eyeball. So I'm literally, my eye is drooping because it's so numb. Oh. Now I'd rather have that though, dude. I'd rather have that than the pain because I cannot stand the idea of teeth hurting. So I get all that done. He's super cool. By the way, techie is all hell and back. They've got big widescreen TVs above everybody's chairs, an Apple TV connected to everything, your own personal remote, wireless headphones, a huge selection of movies and stuff to watch. I chose to watch Big Hero 6.
Nice. Good
because
choice.
I'm basically a child. Well, that's not true. It's a great movie for adults. But you know what I mean. I could have gone. They had Braveheart on there. I almost did Braveheart.
Really?
Yeah, I almost did.
Interesting.
Yeah, that would have been weird.
I would think that Big Hero 6 would go better with the gas.
Yeah. Plus, isn't there stuff in Braveheart that's kind of like super violent? You don't want to do that while someone's grinding your face out.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Right? People's heads getting cut off and stuff. So
guy getting impaled on screen while they're poking you with a drill.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want that. I did notice that they had, so when they first turned it on, it was iTunes rentals were up. And it was Netflix was up. And it was showing all these movies, and one of them in the recommended was Marathon Man. Now, Brian, if you may recall,
bad movie to choose. Yeah.
That's the worst dentist visit movie you could ever have.
Exactly. It's just a shade above, as far as bad, above Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's for those who don't know what Marathon Man is, go look it up on Wikipedia and have your whole life ruined. So anyway,
Yeah. That's too bad you couldn't have watched Peaky Blinders.
Oh, that'd have been guy. We may have found out where Tommy hid those guns.
Pretty soon, by the way. I've got 2 episodes left, and I'm done with the second season. So then we'll be able to stop talking about that and move on to something else.
Did you notice the great uptick in music covers and stuff in that season?
Oh, yeah. Especially the 3rd episode where they have like 3 different covers of Red Right Hand by Nick Cave.
Yeah, how cool is that? Oh, man.
PJ Harvey does a great cover of it, and there's a sped up cover.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's how much do you hate, or how much? First of all, how much do you love Tom Hardy's performance? Number one.
All right, I want to make sure because he, like I say, he is a master of disguise.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes to tell who the hell he is. You're right.
And he's the guy with the beard. He's the
he's Solomon's.
Solomon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that guy is just brutal.
So good. So freaking good.
I don't see any bread around here. Bam.
Yeah, he's one of my.
Anybody else got any jokes to tell?
Now he's not dead, right? Because he's
Solomon.
Yeah. No,
I don't know.
not so far. I mean, where you are, he wouldn't be.
Not where. Okay, thanks.
No,
but
he
not
doesn't
where I'm
die.
at.
He doesn't die. So the reason I'm saying this is I really want him to come back. I want that guy back in my world next season. Yeah. Anyway, he's great. Oh my gosh, Tom Hardy. I have a man crush, an actor crush. I have all the crushes on Tom Hardy right now. Mm-hmm. I'd eat a French fry out of that beard he has in that show if I had to.
Well,
maybe not quite that. Okay, maybe too far. All right.
Lost me there. Yeah.
So I'm in the chair. I get this stuff. I'm sort of stoned. I'm watching Big Hero 6. They start to the grinding and the smelling of the tooth burning and the whatnot. And got the crown. And here's the best part. I've talked to a couple people who work at like dental labs. They're like, you need to do it at a dental lab like the old way. And they don't like this new fandangled high-tech way. But the high-tech way now is he takes this weird camera wand in my mouth and like rubs it around where the hole is, where he's just ground it all out, right? Mm-hmm. Then he goes to the screen. I get to watch him do it. And with a mouse and a keyboard and a screen, he basically 3D models a new tooth and does it in real time.
So cool.
And I'm watching it going, we're seeing it all get molded. And the computer's doing a lot of guesswork. Like, okay, well, we think it's spaced like this based on these pictures. And then he adjusts it based on his observations. And then I watch the computer slowly like set this thing down into my virtual gums that are on this screen. And then it says, yep, perfect fit. He goes in, makes sure that we're going to be able to get floss between them and, rubs out one little side. And again, this is all on the computer. Then he sends it to this Miller machine, and all of a sudden, this porcelain on a stick, basically. It's a little stick with a porcelain square on the end. You suddenly hear this going out
like
in the
a
other
little
room.
cube, right? It's like it's basically carving it out of a tooth cube.
Yeah, with, I don't know, combination of like, I could see lasers and water, like a high pressure water spray and all kinds of stuff happening in there. And it builds a freaking tooth out of there. Brings it in there, cements it in, makes sure everything's good, ground a couple little edges off, got some of the cement out of there. Done. Now, the whole thing took from 2:30 to 5, but here I am. Now, here's the only bad part, and then we can move on. 2:30 in the morning this morning. Wake up.
Tooth hurty.
Well, it wasn't even my tooth so much. My jaw.
No, I'm saying the time was tooth hurty.
Tooth hurty.
Yeah.
You're totally right. It's tooth hurty in the morning. And my jaw is killing me, and it's from the just being propped open the whole time and having the jammer thing in there. They put the door jamb in there for the back teeth, and so I'm the whole time, and I'm distracted by gas and freaking Big Hero 6 and what Baymax is going to do for me, and I find satisfied with my care or whatever. And it hurts so bad, and I'm not supposed to take ibuprofen for a whole different reason. So I'm supposed to do Tylenol, and Tylenol does precisely jack poop for me typically. It totally worked last night. All hail the Tylenol.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. So by 3, it was starting to work. But then again, I couldn't sleep again because I was kind of wired now. So it was like 4:30 before I went to bed. Anyway, so if I seem a little tired, a little punchy today, I'm just warning you now. That's why.
All right.
So like $3,000 later, I have a new tooth. Yeah, it's bad. But it's expensive, but it's there, and it should hold, and, it's as good as I'm going to get.
You.
Yeah, people at home are going, yeah, the doctor says, yeah, you should die with this if you're, as long as you're not done with it. And I thought,
as long as you don't eat any weird foreign food sent to you in a nondescript cardboard box.
Yeah, but then on Twitter, people are like, I give you 5 years max. I've seen those things. They don't work great. They'll be out in 5. I'm like, wait, are you telling me I'll be dead in 5 years, or that the thing will fall out in 5 years? Anyway. Whoa, Brian went weird. Did you guys hear that? Yeah.
Normal now?
Now I hear you. That's weird.
Okay. Oh, I'm hearing the echo again.
Are you?
Yep.
Well, this is
What
great.
did you do? What are you doing over there?
I didn't do anything. I promise. Hold on a second. I'm going to not reboot, but I'm going to do a thing. We're not locking or anything. Can you still hear your echo?
Yeah.
Well, that's dumb. Hold on. Dang it. Hold on, everybody. We're trying this again. Hello.
All right, let's try it. Test. All right, it's fine now. Weird.
Skype, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Hey,
I don't know if it's well, I guess it has to be on. Well,
I think it was on the Skype.
I don't know if it's on my side or your side.
I think it was Skype on my end, if I had to guess.
Okay.
Because Skype is dumb.
Get the Skype off of your end.
Yeah.
Video coming back, and there we go.
Yeah. The people, by the way, the only people telling me that this crown will be off in 5 years are people who work at a traditional dental lab who don't like the idea that these can be made chairside.
Hey, these newfangled milling machines.
Yeah. They've all got this idea.
Putting those hard-working dental tooth chiseler people out of a job is what they're doing.
Yeah. My mom's lab done crown she got fell out in a week. So take that, traditional crown thing. Okay. Tell me about your Lyrics Undercover deal. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. So a while back, I talked about it on this very show, that just because of how much work has been coming in lately, Lyrics Undercover, sadly, is the show that I do that was suffering, right? I was still doing Coverville. I was still doing Film Sack, still doing From the Helicarrier, but getting out a Lyrics Undercover every week was difficult and falling by the wayside.
Sure.
And Lyrics Undercover, just as kind of a background, is a show where I take one single song and analyze it from top to bottom, like who the artist is, what their history is, and then the deeper meaning behind the song. And it's looking at the lyrics, it's looking at hidden meanings, it's looking at what the influences were, if there's a reference or a strange reference in the song, what the story is behind that.
Sure.
And it was really bummed because it was such a fun show to do, and I just didn't have the time to do it.
Sure.
Well, I reached out and asked for people who were interested in being a part of it to come talk to me, and happy to announce that for the last couple weeks and continuing going forward, at least for now until while the heavy load of freelance is going on, Vincent Minucci, who you might know as Ryland Dune.
Oh, yeah.
And
we know him, yeah.
And many other things. And Mara Meckelmundies, better known as Scully in the chat room, and again, as other things, have stepped forward as writers, co-writers, and Vincent Minucci is hosting Lyrics Undercover.
Look at that. I like it. That's awesome.
It's got two feeds. There's a free feed that does one episode a month. And this week, we're going to have Hosier's Take Me to Church as the free episode. So this Friday, you can get a free episode at lyricsundercover.com, or you can subscribe for $3 a month. It's cheap, $3 a month, and you can get 4 episodes a month. We just did 39 by Brian May, by Queen, but it's that Brian May song that's like a sci-fi love story.
Oh, yeah, the way we played cover on here.
We did. We talked about the meaning of it and all that, and that kind of spawned as like, all right, I want to know more about how that came to be, and Brian May and his astronomical career and that sort of thing. So anyway, if you go to lyricsundercover.com, you can see history of shows, and you can subscribe. And if you subscribe, I think you get the most recent 8 shows anyway. So if you see one in the last 8 episodes that you want, sign up for $3 for a month, and then you can hear it.
Get on it, by gum.
Yeah. lyricsundercover.com, and big thanks to Vincent and Mara, who are superstars and just was great. I auditioned a bunch of people who are all awesome, and just picked who I felt had the most connection to the style that I'd already been doing for the show, because I wanted it to be
got to be consistent, right?
Didn't want it to be jarring for the listeners to hear a different style.
No, that's cool. Well, that's great. Congratulations to them and you. And before we move on to Daryl, one final thing.
Yes.
Nate over at the Dwarven Fordge city builder terrain system stuff. I don't know if you've heard about
this. This is the thing that lets you, like, it's for D&D or tabletop games where you've got the cities, little Dwarven cities.
Pathfinder, any of those really would work, but you can use it to build your little scenario. So there's dungeon sets. They're all made out of like this awesome resin stuff, and all like handcrafted looking. and you make hallways and pathways. There's a swamp set and a cave set and
cobblestone roads and
traditional dungeons and gates. Yeah, and the walls are cool because they have hidden doors in the walls. And
very cool.
So your scenarios can include things like you've come to the end of this thing. There's a hidden door inside. There's a chest, but in the back you can tell there are many eyes watching you. What are you going to do? I'm going to roll for initiative or whatever, right? Like there's all that kind of stuff. Carter's starting to use these now because we got a set in here,
nice.
An initial set, and Carter's going to use in her D&D campaigns. And I just wanted to make sure people knew about the Kickstarter, which only has 7 days left. And you can go over to Kickstarter, just search for Dwarven Forge or a city builder terrain system or any of those combinations of words, and you'll find it. 7 days left, and it's freaking awesome.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's so cool, and you can build just about anything you want to build. I mean, I love miniature stuff. When I was a kid, I was just obsessed. I was obsessed with two things. Little tiny things, like a little house or a little tiny, reproduction of something. Like train sets just fascinated me, that kind of stuff, where people get real detailed, have little people everywhere, and hand-painted this and that. This has that kind of vibe. The other thing I was obsessed with is giant things, like huge phones and novelty pencils. It's like I just loved anything that was bigger than normal and smaller than normal. Anyway... go check them out, Dwarven Forge. They're not sponsored or anything. I just think they're super cool, and I want people to support these guys. So go check that out.
It's super nice.
Probably get them on a show like Current Geek or something and interview them because I think they'd be interesting. All right,
these pieces are gorgeous too. Holy mackerel!
They're so neat
and such great stretch goals too. So wow, I'm gonna have to check that out myself.
Yeah, maybe for Tristan's D&D stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Daryl now. As you can tell, I still can't get Synergy. Well, actually, I haven't spent any time on it, so save your emails. I'll get it working. All right.
I don't think people really been complaining about the fact they have to reach over to add people to the call?
Honestly, it sounds like I'm complaining. They've all just been trying to be nice. They're all just like, hey, I got a good solution for you or something, and not realizing that I already have the one they're recommending.
Yeah, you've got Synergy, and you just need to rehook it up because once you change things around, it's like a reinstall process to get it all working again.
Yeah. I've got Synergy, baby. Join us now for an episode of Stump a Trek Nerd brought to you by...
The Buzz Out Loud 10-year reunion is this Sunday, March 29th. If you were a citizen of Buzztown and want to tell Tom, Molly, Veronica, and Jason what you've been up to and what the show meant to you, call and leave a voicemail at 512-59-DAILY. That's 512-593-2459. The show airs at 12:30 Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Mountain Time on Sunday, March 29th on YouTube and AGR and hack5.org. That's HAK5.org. And lots of other places. So get those voicemails in by Saturday. Okay?
I'm apparently appearing on that. So that'll be fun. Yeah.
That's how you first met the Tom and Veronica freight train.
Yeah, that's where it all sort of began for that relationship. And it's the place on their 1,000th episode I announced that I was doing Frog Pants full time. That was a big deal. Back in 2009, was it? 8? Whatever it was. You'd think I remember more of a momentous occasion, but anyway, it'll be fun to be on there. Daryl, are you there?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good. It's Daryl Skeels, everybody. The Trek nerd comes on the show and answers hard trivia questions about Star Trek, as you might imagine, and he tries to win. So far this week, he is 0 for 2, which is just a weird thing because Daryl's usually just so much better than this. But I feel like today's his big chance to put himself back on the map. Daryl, how are you feeling?
I think that it's possible.
All right. Yeah. We'll see how you do. I was going to ask you about Saul, but I didn't have time to watch it. I was too numb yesterday and kind of out of it, so I didn't watch it. So don't tell me.
I watched it.
Was it good? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's always great.
All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the show...
I can't believe there's only like 2 episodes left this season, too.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. This seemed real fast to me. You know, I'm always a big proponent of the, hey, 12, 13 episodes on cable, that's the way to go, until they're over. And I'm like, damn it.
Right.
Should be 20.
I know, yeah. Like Game of Thrones goes so fast, and Walking Dead goes so fast. At least you get 2 small seasons, 2 half seasons with Walking Dead.
And technically,
maybe you get the same thing with
Saul. Is it 10 episodes with Saul total? Or is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So it's kind of a cheat, too, because really it's only 9 because it's 9 nights because they had the 2 hours the first time, right? So you only have 9 weeks of the show. That's just not a lot. But nonetheless, what a show. Hell of a show. Daryl, hi. Let's do this. Let's give you a question. In the Next Generation episode, Devil's Due, is that about a haircut? Mm-hmm. That's a Beck song. A woman named Ardra, I guess, says she is basically the devil. She says the Klingons call her Feklar. 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 It's LHR. Feklar. Worf said Wolf. Worf says she's not Feklar. Then she transforms. As Feklar, she says she is the guardian of the Klingon equivalent of Hell. What is the name of the Klingon Hell? Is it Pakbath? Stovokor?
Oh, yeah.
Greethor? Or Kazkari? I don't know Klingon very well.
There's an L in there. Pack Battle.
Battle.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's busted up, that name.
Yeah, Stovokor,
Greithor,
and Kazkari.
All those answers, 3 of them are without honor.
I'm sure that was said at some point. Daryl, that sound again. Did you guys hear that sound?
No.
I think something in my room is going off that I'm unaware of. All right.
Is there somebody set you up with an Annoyatron from Think Geek?
Oh, I know what it is. Oh, duh. I got one of those. NVIDIA sent me for review one of those shields.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's telling me that it's charged or something.
I'm so jealous. That thing is so cool.
It is. I got to use it. I haven't tried it yet because I haven't had time, but I'm going to try it today. All right, anyway. I think that's what that was.
See if you can play WoW on that thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it'll let me just at least do my my garrison
stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to go anywhere. Oh, dude, pet battles on the run.
That would be awesome.
Pet battles on the shitter. I like to call it.
Can you use that just over I know if you're on the same Wi-Fi as your computer, because your computer is basically streaming to it.
Yeah.
But can you be anywhere and use it, kind of like the Vita?
I don't know about remote play over other connections outside of your own Wi-Fi. I could dig into and find out. That would make sense, I guess, wouldn't it, to do that? But as it stands, I doubt it would work with like streaming. Well, I don't know. I don't know how well it would do. With the PC stuff, I don't know if that makes it harder or not. But it also is its own standalone portable thing that just plays Android games.
So
I can just download whatever Android thing is hot and play that.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. All right, Daryl, there's your question. While you think about it, you guys are going to participate because I'm not today because I don't have the thing you have. You're going to do this.
Are you hungry? Aren't you hungry? What's a foodie?
You're going to eat those cookie-looking things that my kids ate.
Chokies. Do you have yours with you, Daryl?
I do. It's right here.
Cool. I think that's a horrible name for a children's food item.
I agree.
Yeah. Or anything that you'd eat.
The Gaggin' Dies. I love a good Gaggin' Die.
Exactly. Throat Lodge.
Obstructed airways. Yummy. All right, so these to me look like Toll House or like almost who are the elves? What are they?
Yeah, Chips Ahoy.
Chips Ahoy looking cookies with
like a Chips Ahoy with an
undercarriage.
Kind of like if you took a fudge stripe and merged it with a Chips Ahoy, because fudge stripes have that undercoating. Basically,
that's right, they do. Yeah,
layer of chocolate.
Yeah.
I used to be a fan of those. Those are barely cookies now, aren't they? They're not really cookies anymore, aren't they? Just like I don't know. They're like.
I mean, because of what they're made from?
Yeah, they're not. There's nothing home
Still
cooking about
used to
those.
be my favorite thing to get 4 or 5 of those and a glass of milk and dunk them because the chocolate stays chocolate, but the cookie absorbs the milk. Oh, it's such a great.
Well, it's because because the cookies are made of cardboard and the chocolate's wax, so it repels the liquid.
If you did that with this, it would make like a little plate with soaked cookie on top.
Yeah. I might have to try that. Hopefully, I don't chokey after I eat it.
Yeah, don't choke on that thing. All right, go for it. What do you guys think?
Smells really good.
And smelling is half the battle. Was it what?
It tastes like a Chips Ahoy with a layer of chocolate on the bottom.
Hey, what? Oh, Mexico. Yeah. You've done it. You've achieved...
I'm dunking it in my coffee right now.
The great challenge of Central America has always been... You have milk with you?
I have coffee.
Oh, coffee over. I thought you said milk. I don't know why I heard milk when you said coffee. Hey,
well, I did say that the first time I mentioned fudge stripes and milk is great, but...
Hey, do you want to know what my current running record is for not having drunk milk?
Oh, it's got to be months, right?
It's more than that. I haven't had milk. Well, if you don't count the ice cream, I shouldn't have eaten. But like straight up milk out of a glass, like glass or cereal, any of that. Mm-hmm. January 2013.
Well, but Almond milk you do, though, right?
Oh, yeah. But that's not really milk. They don't have teats. It's just... It's just whooshed up.
I got nipples. Greg, could you milk me?
I haven't even had that in a long time. I don't know. I'm just so not interested in milk anymore, and I used to be addicted to it. I used to love it. Now I don't care. Now it's just like kind of gross. And once you're off milk, I hear this is true about sugar. If you can do it long enough without a lot of sugar, like heavy duty like processed sugar, that eventually it kind of turns you off. You're just like, I don't want that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
So I'm trying to get to there on that, but no more milk. That's it. And not for any other reason. I just decided
with me and This Week in Tech. Oh. When you don't listen to it for a while, you start listening. It's like, Drobo again. Come on now.
Listen, Brian Ibbotson, you need to listen.
I'm kidding.
He's
Love
of
you,
course
Leo
kidding.
I can't wait to shake Leo Laportson's hand.
Yeah, Laportson's hand. Is he going to the thing?
I'm sure he
didn't go last year.
He's got to be keynoting or something.
He didn't go last year, I don't think. Didn't he?
He did go. He just didn't do the awards.
Oh, that's right. He was sick of those the PowerPoint frames getting skipped ahead on and pissed him off.
That's right. By the way, I figured out I'm going to take. I'm taking a. If we do win for TMS Comedy, I'm taking up a FaceTime with Scott Johnson up there on stage with me.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Oh yeah, we haven't told the fine folks at home that I now have to appear in court that Wednesday.
Oh yeah. Whoops. I hope I didn't.
No. I don't. The only thing I've been told by the lawyers, I'll make this easy. I've been deposed in a case from forever ago that I was very small connection with. That is not that big a deal. Like, I'm not in trouble. I just want to make that clear. It's not me at all. I'm just there as a witness for potentially some of the work that was done, and I had maybe a hand in, but it's nothing like bad or scarious.
Yeah, you're not on trial. Who's on trial here?
Somebody else is on trial. And that I can't say because I'm not allowed to, but I can say that I've been deposed, and I have to talk to I don't know if it's actually in a court, but I have to be talked to by defense and then
the depositions. So
depositions for defense and then
in a room around with a wooden table in it. You're going to be sitting at that wooden table. Somebody's going to have a tape recorder.
Yeah. You've seen
another person is going to have a pen, and they're going to constantly put it up to their mouth and tap their chin with it.
Yeah, you've seen TV, dude. That's what you've seen. That's what that is. Yeah, I assume actually it'll probably be a lot like that. I've done this one other time years ago, so like back in 02 or 03. So yeah, it came out of nowhere, and now I'm doing that, so I'm not going.
No Vegas for Scott. However,
no.
I've been in talks with 2 other Frog Panthers. Mm-hmm. It's looking very good for jury, actually.
Oh, is it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some concern that may not work, but it sounds like it might now. Well, that's good.
Right. Well, the Star Wars Celebration thing that he's going to, he might actually be able to make it out. He wouldn't make it out for the awards, but he'd make it out for the after awards party that
oh, gosh.
that I'm planning on throwing for myself. Whether it's either going to be to nurse my sorrows or to celebrate a victory. In any case,
we'll see.
The spice must flow.
Yeah, the spice must flow. All right, Daryl, sorry. What are we doing? Oh, you ate a cookie. Now it's time for this Today in Trek History.
Oh, let's see. What happened? In 1939, DC Fontana was born. She was the writer and story editor for TOS, the animated series, TNG, and Deep Space Nine.
Oh, goodness. That's a great lifelong career. I think I saw her in that documentary that Roddenberry's son made.
Oh, yeah.
I think she was all up in that. She seemed very energetic. How is she? She's still with us, right?
Yeah, she's 76.
Good for her. I was just noting today that my favorite artist, my most influential artist of my entire life, Mort Drucker of Mad Magazine fame, probably the best caricature artist in the history of the world, is still alive. And he's 86, and I hope he never dies. So there's that. It won't happen. I know he will eventually, and I know this is all.
Yeah, but he'll live on forever with his art.
That's right. He's the best. If you don't know who I'm talking about, just do a image search for Mort Drucker.
So great. I mean, the Mad Magazine artists, it's Sergio Aragones and Don Martin and
Jack Davis.
Jack Davis. Oh, yeah, Jack Davis.
Love Jack Davis.
No one could draw a little imp like Jack Davis,
nope,
man.
He didn't. He had ink work like still to this day. Nobody does ink like he does.
Yeah.
He died, though, didn't he? No, he's still alive. He's 90. Good gosh. Wow. Hey, want to live forever? Work at Mad.
No kidding. Sergio Aragones, I'm sure, is still alive, too.
Yeah, he's still kicking it. Goes to
collected Gru the Wanderer forever.
Mm-hmm. There he is right here. I'm going to check how old he is. He is 77, still kicking it. Al Jaffe, is he still with us? Yep, still alive. He's 94 as well.
Wow.
Everyone at Mad is ancient.
Jeez.
Only William Gaines died early. Wait, how about Don Martin? Don Martin is...
Oh, Don Martin, I think, passed away, right?
He did in 2000. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. That's
So
actually kind of early.
if you want to live forever, work at Mad Magazine, but don't be Don Martin.
Don't be Don Martin. All right, anyway. Well, that's a good birthday to celebrate. Daryl,
sure.
back to your question. What do you say? What do you say? What do you think?
Okay, I know this one. And
That's the longest, most drawn-out truck segment ever for one that you know. I love it. That's great.
All right. That's all right.
It's okay. Like I've always said, 10% of this segment is about Daryl getting a question right or wrong. Most of it's about us just yapping about nothing.
Let's see. Well, the reason I remember this is because it's such a stupid name. It's you'd think it was where they made stoves. In Stovacor.
Oh, you'd think.
In the core of stove making.
Well, let's find out if you're right, if it is indeed Stovacor. That one really did jump out as familiar to me from my watching of the show. So let's find out if you're right. Is it Stovacor? It's not. It's Grethor.
That's right.
What?
Stovacor was Klingon heaven.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I'm confused.
Yeah, that was like...
And where they make stoves.
Yeah, what was their version? It's like their version of Valhalla, basically.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. She says...
What's the name of it?
It's Grethor.
Grethor.
G-R-E apostrophe Thor.
Or Grethor?
Grethor. Yeah, however you say it. He says, of course, turns out that Adra is full of shite. Here's a clip of her as Fektor or Feklor.
The Klingons call me Feklar.
You are not Feklar. But I am. I am the guardian of Great Thor, where the dishonored go when they die.
But here on Ventex 2, I am called Ardra.
Oh, good Lord. That's really dumb.
But I play one in the movies.
But don't worry, everything's fine. Hey, by the way, do you guys have a favorite fictitious devil in movies or TV? I have one, but I want to hear yours.
A favorite fictitious devil?
Yeah. And it can even be her, Daryl, if you want.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the dude from Reaper.
He was great.
Is great.
What's his name? Can't think of the actor's name.
I know.
Ray Wise. Ray
Yeah,
Wise.
exactly.
Is that Ray
he was
Wise?
in Twin Peaks.
Yeah, Ray Wise. That's it.
Ray Wise, very good. Yes,
He was
him I like a lot.
He was also
There's another
Swamp
one that's
Thing.
a spoiler that I'm not going to say, but
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't say. Daryl, do you have one?
The robot devil from Futurama.
Damn it! That was my pick. I love him. He's the best. He is the best fake devil in the history of fake devils.
yeah, that's a good one.
The robot
good
devil.
choice.
Ends up with Fry's hands. That is one of the funniest things in the history of ever. All right, Daryl's the Trek Nerd on Twitter. You can find him there, and you can give him a hard time for missing today's question. He's also at This Week in Trek at thisweekintrek.com, where they'll talk about how poorly he's doing this week, and he's on the Grumpy Cast, where he'll be grumpy about how he's done this week so far. Daryl, since you're here, why don't you play a game with us?
Okay, is this a Star Trek method of death or not?
I don't know if I have a good theme for that. A Star Trek method or death or not, of death or not. Here you go. I like this one. I'm going to keep using it.
I was actually taking a poop.
All right, go ahead.
Turned into a D14.
Take yourself fake.
Whoops. I didn't mean to click that. Sorry.
Turn into a D14?
Turned into a D14.
Is that a 14-sided die?
Yeah.
What?
I think that's real. Like somebody turned into a little polyhedron. Yeah.
What? Really? Okay.
Yes.
When did they use multi-sided dice in that show, though?
It wasn't a die. I mean, it was just a polyhedron. It wasn't a die.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm feeling fruity. Let's say that.
On TOS's By Any Other Name, Roja and the Kelvin turns Yeoman Leslie Thompson into a 14-sided die, then crumbles the die into dust.
That's amazing. Why not just go straight to the dust?
Yeah.
That is so dumb. Like, just in typical old Star Trek fashion, let's have an overly elaborate thing when we could have just killed him. That's brilliant. Nice job, Daryl. That was a good time.
Television highlights of the news of yesteryear.
All right, it's the news, and it's brought to you by...
Last year, my dear coworker Diana lost her life to advanced myeloid leukemia, and I'm reaching out to the Frog Pants family to support her family's efforts in raising $100,000 by June 30th for treatment research. All proceeds go directly to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, with the goal of preventing children like Diana's from losing their mother to this rare form of cancer. Please visit Sarah.endscancer.com to donate. We appreciate any amount. That's SERA.ENDSCANCER.com. Ends Cancer.
It's a good cause. Check this out. Google Fiber coming to Salt Lake City.
I saw that. You guys get all the good stuff.
I'm so excited. They said that our vibrant local culture, our tech-savvy industry, and I forgot the other reason, but there were these three big reasons why they're coming here. And it's true. Salt Lake's got great culture. It's a very fun city. If you've ever not been here, then you're lame. You should come here, hang out, have a good time.
No casinos, no lottery.
No, none of that.
Why would I go there?
None of that. None of those two things. None of those vices that Brian needs on a daily.
You guys, you and Hawaii, the only holdout states in the union for no lottery tickets and no casinos.
Well, it's the gateway to pot legalization. So
that's next.
We've learned. Johnson. Yeah, actually, I won't be. There's actually kind of a push here for that, but there's also a really dumb bill. I don't know. It's a long. We've talked about it. The one where the firing squads are back in business.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but
that'll never happen.
Yeah, they're claiming it's because
you're more likely to get lottery tickets.
Probably. Google. Well, I guess that thing passed though, didn't it? Hold on a second. Utah.
What, the firing squad thing?
Firing squad. Yeah, I think it might. I typed firing squawk. Oh, it passed.
At least you do firing squat.
Utah firing squads, executions, news, Yahoo News. Let's see if this one says it.
That's what I do when I'm camping and I've just had a bunch of beans. Is I do a firing squat.
Okay, here's how it actually went down. The Associated Press reported Utah became the only U.S. state to allow firing squads for executions again. The story the story should have specified that it became the first state to allow firing squads if no lethal injection drugs were available. Oklahoma law allows for the use of firing squads as well, but only if courts declare lethal injections or electrocutions unconstitutional. So there's other states with similar laws. Ours is if you don't have the injection hoo-ha, then that's your second choice. So a lot of people are still pretty pissed about it, but
gotcha.
I don't know. Anyway, Utah, whatever. Salt Lake City, that's what matters.
Yes.
The city is great, and we're getting Google Fiber, and it's super exciting. They're a little short on details, and they didn't say really when it's going to happen, but they're in the design phase, much like those in Atlanta, Nashville, North Carolina. So you may be waiting for a little while. And if people may not remember this, but just to the south of me, Provo is already on the fiber list. In fact, you can get it now in certain zones there. But yeah, Utah, nice place to do this stuff. Actually, I've heard this from a lot of people that if you're going to roll out big infrastructural kind of techie things, we're a great city to do it in because the way it's laid out, it's a lot easier to uproot existing, copper or whatever and change things around. And we were a little ahead of the game and had fiber here earlier and blah, blah, blah. So
it's an easy system to jack into.
Yeah. It's like, you know how in every other city in this country, everyone complains about AT&T or Verizon sucks in one place, AT&T sucks somewhere else, or Comcast is the worst or whatever. Here, everyone loves all three. Because everyone gets great reception, gets great connectivity, gets great internet. Like it's really weird. I don't have the hatred toward Comcast doesn't really happen in Utah. It's weird. Everyone loves them here. I've had nothing but good luck with them. They've been amazing. I have really fast business speed, and it's never let me down. But then again, I understand people live on the coast. They're having a little issue there. Hey, look, Brian, the X-Files is coming back. We talked about it, but it's confirmed. No longer a rumor. Fox said on Tuesday, X-Files will return to the network with after more than 13 years after the series ended. When was the last movie, though? That was like 08 or 09 or something.
Yeah, the one with Billy Connolly. When was that? I guess I could look that up while you're telling the story.
What was that one called? That was called
Fight the Future?
I Want to Believe, right?
Oh, right. The first one was Fight the Future.
So Fight the Future came out in 98. I Want to Believe came out 10 years later, 2008.
No, it's oh yeah, okay. And there's something called Resist or Serve in 2004. What was that? I
don't know. Let's see.
Oh, that's a PlayStation 2 game.
Oh,
stars David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson and Mitch Pileggi, but that's hilarious. I don't even remember that game.
Then the Smoking Man was just played by a smoking man, I guess.
Smoking Pixels. Yes.
Smoking Pixel Man. Smoking Pixel Man. Anyway, it's coming back. This is for sure. This is for real. They're only doing it as a special 6-episode event series, so it's not like a full series, like a regular every season kind of thing. Chris Carter will shepherd it in. It'll be 6 episodes total. It'll star David Duchovny and I'll say Gillian Anderson. I'm just going to use the wrong names.
Okay.
Gillian Anderson will be in this. Reprising their respective roles as Agents Fox Mulder and Agent Dana Scully. I said Agents Fox Mulder as if there are 2 of them. There's really just one.
Agents.
Yeah. Carter said in a statement, think of it as a 13-year commercial break. Good news is the world has only gotten much stranger. This is a perfect time to tell these 6 stories. So that's kind of what I'm hoping from this, Brian, that they will kind of go like the Black Mirror route and get smart techie, not shit techie.
Right, because, they did so well with the technology in that video game episode we did for Film Stack.
Yeah, it was really good. Really nailed it and, gave me hope in Hollywood that they know what the hell they're doing that episode.
That's right. They're going to be able to do everything they want to do on the internet. Like it's, all right, well, should we travel to New Jersey to go follow up on this Jersey Devil thing? Nah, let's just look it up on the internet. I'll start at Snopes. Okay, no, it's bunk. All right.
Will I be lost somewhere where I can't get a hold of you? No, we have cell phones now. Yeah, we have cell phones. I want to believe he'll pick up his cell phone. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm pumped. Hey, you know what's cool about that? Ooh, you're making me excited with that song, actually. Literally, that made me excited. I'm not in a sexual way, but you know what I'm most excited about is that they look great. Have you seen those two?
Yeah,
they look great.
Yeah.
They don't look like they've aged.
The porn addiction really looks good on David Duchovny, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Has she been doing anything outside of, whatever?
I think so,
okay.
Yeah.
She's got movies and things, I guess. I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to her. I like her a lot.
I want to say that she's done a lot more stuff in the UK than anything that's made it over here, right? It's
She moved there to, live there and then changed her accent and everything, right? Or something? Something like that. Or am I thinking
really?
I might be thinking of Madonna, now that I think about it. Let's see. I'm looking at her Wikipedia. Man, she is beautiful. She looks
really is. I actually think
great.
she looks better now than she did even the X-Files days.
I completely agree.
Maybe it's just the lack of shoulder pads that makes her look so good.
Could be. She's 46. Yeah. She's a year older than I am, almost to the day, well, to the month. And
yeah, she's done a lot of stuff, but nothing. Nothing here. Well, a little bit like Robot Chicken and.
Oh, look at this! In 2013, Anderson was cast as as serial killer Hannibal Lecter's psychotherapist, which I have not kept up with that show, but I mean to because I really want to. Belinda Doom in the Hannibal show. Let's see, a BBC thing called The Fall and Crisis, which was short-lived, I guess. That first season was 24. So she's got stuff going on. Mm-hmm. I like her a lot. I'm excited to have her back. I mean, Duchovny is what he is. He's fine.
Yeah, of course.
We've seen him naked, so what else do you need outside of that?
That's right.
Squarespace.com is sponsoring today's program, and I know a lot of people who like the X-Files might think to themselves, the only way to really prove my love is to make a fan page. It's like the 90s in here. A fan page for Fox Mulder. You just want to talk about him and why he's so cool. So you did. And you went and started it over at squarespace.com. You did it with a trial first because that didn't cost you anything. You can give that a shot. You didn't have to put your card in. But you liked it so much, you decided to get a little break, a little deal. Use the code MORNING at checkout for 10% off your account. Squarespace.com. All the templates, all the tools, everything you need to make a great website in 2015. That's squarespace.com. And 10% off with the code MORNING. Brian, Captain America. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Who is a lady, right? Fix me up on this.
Yes. So okay. Captain Marvel currently is basically Carol Danvers, formerly Miss Marvel, formerly Binary, formerly God, what other names is she? Pulse? No. What else was she? Pulsar.
Was
she Pulsar?
Pulsar?
I can't remember. Anyway, Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Is currently Carol Danvers.
All right, I'm trying. Oh, you know what? It isn't Pulsar. You're right. That's Monica Rambeau.
Right. No. Binary. That was when she was kind of working with the Shi'ar, and then she was. All this stuff happened after Rogue completely, basically drained everything she had and left her for dead, and she had this comeback. So all the powers Rogue has really are what she got from Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel.
You know, you are one of my favorite sources for obscure Marvel info because you know stuff about this.
That was Avengers Annual 10, drawn by the fantastic Mike Golden. That's one of my favorite comics of all time.
Mike
issue.
Golden's awesome. He's great.
He was, yeah.
Oh, he didn't die, did he?
No, he's still around.
Oh, he did die. Oh no,
what?
wrong. Sorry, wrong Mike Golden.
Okay, good.
I did a search and it's the wrong guy. This guy died in 1929. Not the same guy.
And he's been a ghost ever since.
I'm like, why does this photo look like it's from the freaking Civil War? And it's because it is. Let's see here. Well, anyway, it looks like she may appear in the movie. At least, maybe not as Captain America, or I keep saying that, Captain Marvel, or any of these other characters you mentioned should just show up as Carol Danvers as kind of a cameo thing. Nobody knows for sure, but there is some rumors that this is happening. Joss Whedon has gone on record as saying, I haven't had much trouble making a screenplay work since Serenity, and embarrassingly for the exact same reason. There's just too many characters. When they say things like that, that leads people to believe that he's squeezing in a lot more stuff than we've been told. So we'll find out when we find out. May 1st, baby. Yeah. Woo!
Cool. Love that. That would have been a nice little thing for them to keep under their belt, though. That would have been a nice little surprise. So I'm bummed that got.
Well, it's still pure rumor,
leaked.
But yeah, if it's not.
Oh, I've seen this on enough sites that I think it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah, you're probably right. What if it's its final, its little outro thing? Could be.
Oh, and they've spoiled the stinger. That's even worse.
Oh, they did.
No, that's what I'm saying. What if it's the final thing? Wouldn't that be a bummer if they spoiled the stinger?
For a second. I'm sorry. This is really dumb, but I thought you meant there was a character called the Stinger.
Oh.
And they spoiled the Stinger too.
Bitten by a radioactive bee.
He's a bit like Spider-Man, but different. All right. So there's that. And then finally, hey, you're an American. I'm an American. We got a lot of Americans in the Chad pool, Tad room, in the Tad room. How many Americans? Hands raised, everybody. Hands raised. How many of you are here in America? Okay, there's Brian's. There's a lot more in there. We as Americans can now get our own personal flamethrowers. An American company looking for funding. They want to produce something called the XM42, which it says will be the world's first commercially available handheld flamethrower. Winmagus, first thing he says is America, F yeah. That's amazing. The device will be legal in 48 of America's 50 states, of these states united, according to Ion Productions, which says only in California and Maryland they have laws regulating the use of flamethrowers. Hey, guess what? Guess what, everybody? If we all start getting them, guess what other states will have laws that will regulate flamethrowers?
Yes.
All exactly. 50!
Any state that has trees will all of a sudden start regulating the use of flamethrowers.
Yeah, I guarantee my state will jump all over this because we're one of those states where if you have a dry winter, the summer that's a reason you can't have real fireworks.
Colorado too.
Yeah, same with you guys. We have green days and all that crap.
Yep.
Fire danger.
That's why we always pound it in that you can't bring fire to Nerdtacular because we're up in the canyon and it's a forest up there.
We're going to have to resort to just using our strawberry Pop-Tart blowtorches.
Right. I'm bringing mine. That's going to do it for the news. Real quick here, tweakedaudio.com would like you to know that their code is still good for 33% off their fine audio products, including all 5 styles and 7 colors of their fine earbud selections, engineered for durability, noise reduction, and a compatibility with iPhones, iPods, whatever. I wish I'd had those yesterday. I could have drowned out more of the sound of that drill while I was watching Big Hero 6. Sadly, it wasn't an option for me. But use the code STREAM at checkout for 33% off over there at tweakedaudio.com. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Nicole, Recomentals, and our theme today, and Tom with Tom's Tech Time. And we have even more after that. But Brian brought music, and we have to play it. Go.
I did. This one's going out to Corey. Corey says, hi, Sizzle and Bizzle. On Tuesday, the 24th, I'll be sitting under the needle of a tattoo gun for 5 hours for the first session on my Star Wars half sleeve. Going under the needle need not always be negative. In honor of my mother effing awesome tattoo and the 7th movie coming later this year, I ask that you play a Star Wars cover by Big Head Mode. The song is actually, they've got 3 parts to it, but his favorite was the third of the 3 parts. And he closes by saying, "Fet the Bobo."
Wow.
Signed Corey.
All right.
Yeah, this is cool. This is a really, really cool heavy metal Star Wars theme by a performer, artist called Big Head Mode. And enjoy it. This is a free, I believe you can still get this for free. Do I have a link in the whoops.
The Chad poll? Or in the notes?
Usually I have it in the notes of the song. No, I don't. But if you do a search for Big Head Mode Star Wars, you'll find where you can download it. It's got a bunch of video game covers on there, GoldenEye, and I think there's a Contra or something like that. Anyway, Big Head Mode and Star Wars Part 3.
All right, here it is. We'll be back in a minute. Stay tuned.
Considering its quality and size, the compact disc most certainly will become a part of our everyday lives in the future. Producer Tom Tomaszewski has that story.
Frank Maioli is a connoisseur of wines and music. His eclectic collection of the latter began when he was 5 years old. Today, he has 600 to 700 selections ranging from modern electronic to classical acoustic. But lately, Frank has neglected the LPs he collected for years and turned to compact discs.
Well, today I have on my polo shirt.
The Morning Stream. That's my safety word.
And we're back. Compact disc. You know, I used that clip,
Yeah, I love it.
I used it because I thought of you for some reason.
Yeah, I saw the link you sent me yesterday, and I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but that is a slice of 80s fun.
It is so like, it's so like, I know you can't, they couldn't know what the future was going to be, right? So you just say what you can while it's happening, but it is always so funny to me to go back to these news stories that are so earnest about a thing that's happening that will so wildly change so quickly and become silly, you know? Like, just hilarious. Anyway, that guy reminded me of you. Not the guy, not because he had a sweet mullet or any of that, but because he loved music and he, you know, was doing it at a time of great change in our nation.
Right.
All right. What are we up to now? I guess we're calling Nicole. Let's get her on the line.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Before I do, though, I got to pull this up because we got something for her. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay. Where's the... I was going to be more prepared. Okay. Here it is. This thing Brian made. Don't tell Nicole about it. It's really great. Okay. Right here. Okay. Now I'm going to add her. Okay. She didn't hear that. She didn't hear any of it.
She didn't hear any of that. She has no idea what's going on.
Nope. I don't even think she listens to this show. Why can't I find her? N-I-C. There she is. All right, let's get her in here. Get this ball rolling. Okay, check this out, everyone. As soon as she answers, as soon as she picks up, I'm playing it. Okay, here goes.
Chido, 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 chido. Chido, 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 chon.
It's Nicole. It's Nicole Spag.
What?
It's the new Don. It's the new Don Cheeto song. Don Cheeto, Cheeto,
Chido, chido, chido.
It's pretty good, man. It's pretty catchy.
Yeah, that's something.
You could be singing it all day long now.
Yeah, you'll never get it out of your head. Nicole Spagnolo is here. She comes on Wednesdays. We do Recomentals. It's always fun. We talk about streaming stuff that's available. We do it based on a theme. It's one of my favorite parts of the week. Nicole, Nicole, how you feeling? How you doing?
I've been better.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what? I just sent you guys were talking about David Duchovny, and Brian, you missed that opportunity to play. Well, I guess it's not a cover, but it's like I dare you not to watch the David Duchovny song and not smile.
What is the David Duchovny song?
I don't even know if I know the David Duchovny song.
What? It is the best song. So I just sent you a link to a YouTube video that was just posted last month. But apparently David Duchovny requested Bree Sharp to sing the song to him.
Well, let's play a bit of it. I got it right here. Let's see. It's a camera phone, by the way. As if you couldn't tell, by the way. It's a camera phone, everybody.
It's just
So this song's about him?
Yes, the whole song. It's wonderful.
Oh my gosh. All right, we'll check this out later, but I'd never heard of this.
It basically says, David Duchovny, why don't you love me? Why don't you love me? And then she talks about aliens, and it's the most clever song. It's really catchy. I'm surprised you guys have never heard it.
With such wide release of this camera phone video, I'm amazed I have not heard this.
The song's been out for a really, really long time. This was just a live version of it that she finally sang the song to David Duchovny. So the phone goes back and forth between David Duchovny and her.
Gotcha.
The expressions are hilarious.
Okay, so you're right. There's another. Let's see. Is there another version of this that's the entire thing?
Well, that's the entire thing, but it's the audio.
This is like a recorded studio version. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, so she has a produced version of this song.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. For some reason, though, the holder for this is the holder image for this video is Jerry Springer, and I don't know why.
That's the thumbnail they get.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Assigned to it. Well done.
Hey, breaking news before we get into Recomentals real fast. Beep, 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 beep. Idris Elba TV's
Heimdall.
Luther, and yes, that guy, and what else? Lots of things. Has officially been eyed as the villain role for Star Trek 3.
Ooh.
We don't know what that villain is. We don't know a thing about him. But,
a lot of people are speculating Klingons because,
Well, let's call out that elephant in the room. Oftentimes, for the Klingon roles, they would call on black actors to play them.
Well, also because we haven't had any Klingons in the new Star Trek.
Oh, I see.
Films.
You made me talk about the racist scene.
That would be the main reason.
I see. Gotcha. Nicole, it's good to have you on. I'm glad you're here. And
me too.
Today's theme is about babies, isn't it? Describe that.
Dude.
Yeah.
You were supposed to let the chat room. The whole point was the chat room needed to guess the theme.
Oh, they were? Oh, I forgot. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were guessing. Really?
We talked about it last week.
Oh.
You said that.
Yeah. Hey. Let's see if Scott can remember a thing we mentioned a week ago. That sounds like it'll work. That never works for me. I have to be reminded. All right, I didn't know. Oh, hey, chat room. Guess what it is?
Guess what the theme is.
That's what the theme is.
All right. Well, too late. I've already given it away.
Anyway.
It's babies.
Yeah.
Movies with babies in it.
I'll go ahead and tell you mine.
All right, go ahead.
So this was actually
so disappointed. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm very disappointed. I've been working up to this. So this was actually a recommendation that I got last year at Dragon Con from, and I feel really bad because Matt, his wife, and I don't remember her name, was telling me about this movie. And she couldn't recommend it enough. She said I would love it, and I finally got a chance to watch it, and I totally. It's probably been one of the best movies I've seen in a really, really long time. It came out in 2013. It is streaming on Netflix. I don't believe it's streaming on Amazon Prime. But here's a little clip for you, and see if you can. You probably won't. It's really underrated, but it's totally worth a watch. Right. So here's a little bit of clip of.
Grace, remember, you're not their parent, you're not their therapist. You are here to create a safe environment, and that's it.
Got it.
Luis, you better be up.
So as I was gonna be.
Community meeting is now in session.
Slow this down a little bit.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't got no rhythm, man. Mace, I love you like a brother, but I gotta say that when it come to being discreet, you're a disgrace. I mean, you think we all don't know about him and Grace on the low, undercover trying to date.
So,
I don't know that one.
Nope.
The kids were talking about Grace and Mason, who work in this, I guess, facility.
Yeah.
The movie is called Short Term 12.
I have not heard a thing about
and
this.
It's about foster kids.
Mm-hmm.
And Grace, she's like the main. This movie is full of people, Brian, I know you will recognize. So the main girl, Grace, she was the daughter of a United States of Terra.
Okay.
So
I know the show, but I haven't watched any of it. But Brie Larson.
Brie Larson, we know her from some other stuff too.
Yeah, she's wonderful. I didn't realize that was her. She's wonderful in United States of Terror as well.
Scott Pilgrim,
Don John.
Yeah.
What's her name from Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Really hard ass cop. She's really.
The.
Hold on, Stephanie Beatrice. Is that her?
Yeah, that's it.
Her
yes.
name is,
Stephanie Beatrice. Yes.
Yeah, she's
Rosa.
She's a hard ass.
Oh, she's awesome.
She's and I've only seen her in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So when I saw her pop up in this movie, I'm like, oh, Rosa.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
she's
she was
softer in this one.
She was just in a recent episode of Modern Family where she played Gloria's sister from Colombia.
That's right, Sonia from
Sonia, and Jay thinks that she's got a crush on her or a crush on him, and it's just so funny to see her in a different role, especially one where she's not playing this hard-edged.
Right.
Oh, it's so funny.
So she's in this, and she also plays like a counselor, and then really what this story revolves around. Grace finds out she's pregnant, and it brings up a lot of old bad memories, and just the relationships because the place that they're at is called Short Term 12. The idea is these kids come there and they're only there for a short period of time, but some of them stay longer, and the relationships, and just they captured I was reading one of the reviews of it, someone who actually worked in a facility like that, and they were like, wow, whoever made this movie spent time in those kinds of facilities. And it was just heartwarming and sad, and I was really, really impressed by it. I highly recommend it.
All right,
it's almost perfect reviews across the board from every review site, reviewer. I hadn't even heard of this. It's not even on my radar, but I'll definitely check this out.
So thank you to Matt's wife. He does a podcast called Battle Geeks over on Podio.
Oh, yeah.
So I met them at Dragon Con. They were super, super nice, and it took me forever to get around to see the movie. So I'm really glad I finally did.
I gotta go Podio after the show. I've been drinking a lot of water. All right, good pick. Let's leap over to Brian.
All right. So my pick is a movie that we've actually watched for Film Sack, and it's about a woman whose little baby brother is stolen, is kidnapped.
Whoa.
Horrifying, this story, and terrifying, and oh my gosh, and stolen by this rock and roll guy. Man, all right, well, let's play the clip and see if people can figure out what it is.
Not even Scott knows what this is. I just have the clip handy, and here it is, right here.
How are you enjoying my labyrinth?
It's a piece of cake.
Oh, really? Then how about upping the stakes?
It's not fair.
You say that so often. I wonder what your basis for comparison is. So the labyrinth's a piece of cake, is it? Well, let's see how you deal with this little slice.
Labyrinth.
Yeah, it's kind of mentioned twice in the clip I played.
Well, it's funny because at first I wasn't sure. His voice wasn't ringing with me,
really?
But it was one of those things where it was like, I know who that is, but I don't know who that is. And
Sarah, how are you enjoying my labyrinth?
Yeah, my son will make movies one day.
It is streaming, still streaming. I mean, that was the 24th movie we ever watched for Film Sack, and you can still watch it streaming on Netflix.
Yeah, still there.
I just searched for Labyrinth, and there's a 4-hour miniseries that came out in 2012.
What?
That can't be this.
That can't be the same. Can it?
It says based on the best-selling series of novels.
Oh, maybe it's
it's a different
take or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. Wow, yeah,
But 1986 Labyrinth, and now you can play the other clip I gave you, Scott, which is if you want it for your soundboard, it's all yours.
All right, here it is. It says bonus stinger for Scott is the name of the file. Okay, so here we go.
Nothing, tra-la-la.
Yeah, that's a keeper. We're keeping that one. Put that down there in the pile. So I was gonna say one thing about that movie. Oh, it's the movie I took this girl that I was so nervous to take her out. Took her to this movie opening night. Her name was Carrie. I thought I was in love with her. I was in high school. We went and saw it. We went and stopped later at Chi-Chi's where I worked because I'm cheap and I got a deal. And we had strawberry daiquiris, like non-alcoholic strawberry daiquiris. I had to take her home early because that daiquiri didn't sit right with me. Got home and yacked the daiquiri everywhere.
Oh.
I shouldn't say yacked.
They put liquor in it.
Daiquiri yacker.
Here's my pick.
You've never had liquor.
Yeah. Let's see if you guys know what this is. Here's my clippy clip. Okay, 19 seconds.
But I'm not a daddy.
You don't have to be a daddy. You're a male type humanoid, and that fits in with the philosophy of the whole place.
I don't know, guys. I mean, I guess I like hanging out with the kids. It's kind of cool. But I guess childcare wasn't necessarily an avenue that I felt professionally I was headed towards.
That's exactly what I said.
Okay. Do you know
Wow. I recognize the voices.
Daycare.
Daddy Daycare is correct. It's Eddie Murphy and Steve's talking to Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn, man. That is a voice you just can't disguise.
So I have this rule. That is not a good movie, okay?
Why did you recommend it?
I'll tell you.
It's a non-recommendal.
No, here comes my rule. My rule is I will recommend anything, or I should say it this way. I will see anything with Steve Zahn in it. I don't care if it's bad. I'll see it because I absolutely love Steve Zahn in movies. And this is not the worst movie you could spend time seeing. There are Adam Sandler movies that make this look like Oscar contender.
Prepare for another email from Dodd Vickers about what a nice guy Adam Sandler is.
Yeah, probably. And he is a nice guy, but his movies
He is a nice guy, I'm sure, yeah.
His movies just blow. But this is a really, really stupid movie that's kind of fun if you park your brain at the door and you're okay with watching comedians try to do sort of G-rated. kid humor kind of movies.
Is this like the first Eddie Murphy movie that we're all like, what
No.
is going on with Eddie Murphy?
I'd say his biggest, what was the Pluto Nash one?
Yeah, Pluto Nash or Meet Dave or
Pluto Nash. Hold on.
That was 2002. So Daddy Daycare was 2003. So
Yeah.
yeah,
it was at the beginning of his. What do you?
Yeah.
But I mean, what about? I mean, like Norbit and
the early aughts is where things got ugly. And I want to say right before that, hold on, let me go back a bit. Oh, Norbit, dude. Norbit in 07 was so bad.
Vampire in Brooklyn, 1995.
Yeah.
Dr. Dolittle, 1998.
Dolittle was all right.
Okay.
I didn't hate it.
I mean, Bowfinger was great.
I loved Bowfinger.
Not Distinguished Gentleman. What was the one? The English Prisoner?
as soon as it got into the 2000s, I think it just went.
Yeah,
kind of. I mean, in my opinion, it was Beverly Hills Cop 3 where things got bad. that is a hot pile of poop.
Yeah,
not good at all. But you
Get
know
away
what?
from me, kid.
You can do worse than Daddy Daycare. It's not that bad. It's just not great. But Steve Zahn is in it, so see that, and also watch the Mad Dogs pilot on Amazon Prime because that's really cool, and he's in that too. Really dark. It's not the Steve Zahn you're used to, but. It's really good. Anyway, all right, so there's my recommendation. It's sort of, I guess it's a half recommendal. The problem is, I was going through like madly trying to find something I liked that focused on babies, and I couldn't find shit. And then I thought,
I almost picked Rosemary's Baby, but I felt like that might have been a bad choice.
Yeah. Plus, I haven't seen that,
and I haven't seen it since I was a kid. And
same.
But it might have been a bad choice.
That
one's been pulled off of FilmSack a couple of times because it got dropped from streaming. We should probably get that back on.
Oh, let's add it while it's still on there because I haven't seen it for 30 years.
Yeah, we could put it in where we have Twilight. Just swap those two out.
Sure.
Yeah, because we're not watching Twilight. I don't care what Randy says. We're not doing it.
He really wants us to see Twilight.
He really doesn't. I don't know why. I can't figure out.
Twilight at the interview, guys. Pick one.
Not happening. All right. Well, that's always fun. Nicole, anything else? You usually have a little bonus recommendal or something.
Well, the whole theme.
Oh, let's see if the chat
there
room
was a
can
reason
guess.
why we chose the theme of baby, and this is the reason why I've kind of been MIA for a while, and this is why everything went on hold. I'm sitting here being very, very sick at the moment because I'm pregnant.
Oh.
Yay!
And I also always feel so bad because Nicole tends toward the feeling terrible during the pregnancy, which sucks. But man, you're gonna have
a new spaglet.
Yeah, a little spaglet. You got a little brother or sister. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I'm super stoked as always for this. I love it, and I love that he's gonna get a little sibling, and I love that you guys are gonna be this little quad family and all this stuff. But I also know that some women, man, they get so sick, and Nicole sadly falls in that category.
Yeah.
So that makes you one of the bravest people I know. I just want you to know that. You should
I
know
will
that.
say that Unisom and B6.
Yeah.
Unisom was originally created as a drug for nausea.
Yeah.
And they found out the side effect was sleepiness,
Sure.
so they rebranded it.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason why I'm sitting here.
So it kind of works, sort of.
It totally works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah, Gina was big on the vitamins, man.
Yeah.
Vitamins
There's
are good.
a new prescription that just came out, I think, in 2013 that has a time release version of the Unisom. So that actually helps me stabilize throughout
It's called
the day.
Novometol.
Novometol.
Also, Unisom and B6 is my favorite robot buddy comedy from the 80s. It's really good. Nicole, you're a trooper and awesome, and I'm so glad that
I'm trying to keep on track. I whittled everything down. I'm like, okay, I can do 15 minutes.
she can do TMS.
Get myself up. I can get out of bed. I pretty much stay in bed all day. I've really just been catching up on Twin Peaks, to be honest with you.
Oh, good. Nothing wrong with
I've
that.
been watching the hell out of Twin Peaks lately.
Oh, that's good. Well, as you know, let me just remind everybody in the audience, hold on a second, about Twin Peaks. There's a very important part of it, and that is...
wrapped in plastic.
All right, there you go. Wrapped in plastic. Well, Nicole, I hope I hope things feel better as time goes on with this thing.
That's the idea.
You're not too far in, right? How far are we in?
9 weeks.
9 weeks, okay. So as long as Better Call Saul has been on the air, Nicole has been Pregnant. So keep us informed, and as always, I'm so glad that you're able to still make this part of your week, because I know this isn't easy. And again, you're like the toughest chick I know, so keep it up.
I doubt that, but it's very kind of you to say.
I think it's true.
I'm laying in bed, I'm going, Scott thinks I'm awesome.
Yeah, still, I need to be awesome. You are awesome. And keep it up and tell Mark to do everything he can, man.
And before we go, though, before we let you go, do we have a theme for next week? We could do, how about movies about quitting? And I won't tell you until next week why I'm picking that theme.
What are you quitting?
I'm kidding.
Oh. That's yeah, we can do whatever. I don't care.
Yeah. Do you want to do that theme?
Let's do a quitting one. Sure.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's a fun theme. That's a fun theme. Hey,
chat
room. Guess what our theme is next week? Just kidding. We already told Nicole, take it easy. Get some rest. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Nicole Spag on Twitter, by the way. Catch her there. Catch it. All right, we're gonna call.
Well, today I have on my
damn it
polo shirt.
Hold on.
Is that Tom's theme now? He's the polo shirt man.
I hung up on Brian. Damn it. All right, you there? I don't know.
Here.
What?
Oh, it's calling Nicole again. Hold on. Sorry.
Call Daryl back too, I'm sure.
Yeah, you're calling Daryl too.
Daryl too. Canceling. Okay. That was not what I intended to have happen.
You don't say.
Are you shocked? I will get this keyboard thing fixed, guys.
That's all right. We've only been doing this for 3 years.
I know.
I'm actually wearing a polo shirt.
Whoa, are you really? Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. You should be wearing one.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
The man who has both concept and direction is Tom Merritt, who's wearing his polo shirt. Good morning, Tom.
Wow.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you for asking.
That's fantastic to hear.
You can't see my polo shirt.
No, we cannot see your polo shirt.
Well,
please.
That may be a polo shirt he used to wear.
There you go.
You know what? His avatar is also a polo. I think it's the same one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No,
it's not. It's not. Okay.
No. Are you seeing video now?
Yeah, we see it
now.
now.
We're seeing video. It's a black polo shirt.
SpaceX, dude.
Yeah.
How'd you work that out? You and Elon Musk hanging out doing lunch?
Yeah. If by Elon Musk you mean a really cool guy named TJ who works for Elon Musk, then yes.
Hey, that must be a nice in, though, to have a friend who works with Elon Musk and SpaceX. That's pretty rad.
I mean, works with, sure.
Can he get you some solid fuel or anything like that?
Kind of the way that I worked with Les Moonves when I was at CNET because they were owned by CBS.
Yeah. Nice. I like your tangential relationships.
And Katie Couric. Me and Katie Couric, we used to work together.
Hanging out, right?
Go way back.
Yeah. Watching each other's colonoscopies, whatever.
It was actually totally off topic, I know, but that was actually one of the first things Molly Wood and I did when CBS officially took over CNET. Is we started going through looking like, do you think this is Katie Couric's email address?
Sounds like something you guys would do. I'm really excited about your little reunion thing on Sunday. That's gonna
be
cool.
Yeah, me too. In fact, Todd Whitehead just sent me the details. We'll be on the special events channel for Alpha Geek Radio if you want to listen in. We've got Molly took care of the food yesterday, so there'll be a little food for people who are there in person. And for those of you not there in person, buy yourself some food.
Yeah,
it's not on us.
What are you
Yeah.
expecting in terms of local turnout, sort of?
Well, we put up 100 tickets on Eventful, and we're sold out. So
great.
Hopefully it won't be too many more than 100.
That's the hope. No, that's very exciting. I'm stoked. I think I'm calling in. I don't know when I am, though. I got to talk to Jenny.
Yeah, you're Jenny's scheduling all that stuff. Rafe Needleman's going to be there. Natalie Morris is going to call in. Of course, Jason Howell, Veronica, Molly, and I will all be there as well.
So exciting. It's like the old internet is back. Podcasting's back, everybody. Podcasting's back.
Yeah. We've been going through all this stuff like, let's have guests call in and we'll think back. Maybe we should just do a show.
Yeah, why not?
Just do straight like 10-minute show and then thanks everybody, goodbye.
Yeah, I'll just end that thing. But no, I'm excited. And it's indeterminate length still, right? There's no way this thing has
We don't know. Yeah.
Oh, man, the memories. Well, I'm excited for you. That'll be cool. Well, today...
Hey, Scott from SLC called in.
Scott from SLC. That's what I was back in the day.
What could you tell me about this thing called
Why was
Bitcoin?
his voice higher? It wasn't that long ago.
I'm really hoping nobody finds any old audio. I know it wasn't that long ago. It was like 05, 06 or something.
Yeah, well, March 30th, 2005 is when the first episode went up.
Yeah.
Sadly, as I'm sure we'll tell again on Sunday, the actual first episodes we recorded were never published, and those happened in February.
Oh, weird.
and they're lost forever in the ether. Somebody digs them up.
Really? So there's nowhere, you don't know where those files would be. That's
they
crazy.
were put on one of those shared drives for me and Mark Larkin and Candy Myers and Molly and Patrick Houston to all listen to, and we went over them like, well, Tom, we think you should let Molly talk more, was one of the feedbacks in the early days.
Yeah.
And we did like 2 of them, I think, before we finally said, okay, I think we're ready to actually publish one.
Wow.
Pilots.
Yeah.
The days of podcasting where you do pilots that don't air.
Let's make sure we get this right because it's podcasting.
We don't want to mess this up.
Hey, it was early days, man. I was doing ELR. You guys were busy doing that. You were doing Coverville. These are weird times. Only one of us is still doing the show we originally started. That's Brian. Yeah, that's you. Well, Tom comes on the show now in this modern era of podcasting, which I hear is back, to talk about
East Meets West, which launched in October of 2005.
There you go. Bringing the tech to the table. What's going on in the world of technology?
The Daily Dot is an outlet that is coming on strong. If you don't read dailydot.com, they've been doing some good stuff over there. And Richard Lewis has a story that sources, one of those sources stories, say YouTube is preparing to launch its own live streaming platform. Now, that's kind of a wrong way to put it. YouTube has a live streaming platform because I use it every day on Daily Tech News Show.
Sure.
But what they're saying in this story is that YouTube is going to relaunch it. They've hired apparently 50 engineers, and they really want to target esports. The fact that they did not acquire Twitch and Amazon did leaves YouTube wanting to get into the game. Now, they've done some live streaming esports. They've done some things around League of Legends, and I'm sure they have plans for other things. But I think what they want to do is really double down and make a live streaming platform. Full disclosure, my wife works at the YouTube Space LA. I'm sure she knows something about this, but I have very assiduously not asked her about it so that I don't put her in some weird place and she raises an eyebrow. But I wonder, I don't know. I both think this is a good idea for them in that getting into esports. But maybe selfishly, I think that YouTube would be better off positioning themselves as a live streaming platform more broadly speaking. And I hope they leave that door open, unlike Twitch, where you have to pretend that you're talking about games in order to keep streaming.
Oh, by the way, Tetris, Mario, freaking Metal Gear Solid. All right, we've done our.
I said League of Legends, so that counts. Right?
Yeah, you totally did, and that's the big thing.
Twitch, we're covered.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They like me now, I guess, because somebody over there likes us, and it's fine. But
I think that Twitch folks have always liked you, but they have some very committed moderators who get very literal.
They get very literal, yeah. No, I think there's plenty of room for a big scale service like this, because there's lots of little ones, and they vary quality in quality and in reliability and that kind of thing. So I'm personally pretty excited about this whole idea. But what will be interesting to see is how much of it becomes dominated by gaming and by people who maybe don't like the Twitch platform and want to move over there or whatever, or how much of it is something else entirely that we don't even know about yet. And that'll be interesting to me because Twitch obviously went very heavy gaming, and I would even argue that some of YouTube's biggest channel is let's watch a guy play video games.
Right.
So I think what'll happen, if I'm to make a prediction, is they're going to end up being very heavy, maybe 75 to 80% game streamers if they give them the tools they want and need, and the rest will be, I don't know, hangouts and podcasts and live shows and things like that.
I guess that's where my head is at. Is Twitch to me not made a mistake, but sort of shut down a lot of opportunity when they closed Justin.tv. And I know Twitch and Justin were actually separate companies, but they were affiliated. They were all under Justin Can's empire. And I understand why they shut Justin down, because Twitch was doing a lot better. And I see that Twitch is looking into doing some live streaming of music. So I know Twitch isn't as myopic as it would take to say, no, we will never do anything but games. I hope that YouTube looks at this as like, well, gaming is what's hot for streaming right now. So obviously we need to double down on that. But I hope they leave the door open for folks who are doing non-gaming stuff to be able to build that next version, because that's what built YouTube in the first place, right? Where people coming on and using the platform for all kinds of unintended purposes.
Yeah.
And I would like to see somebody do that. I'd almost rather it not be YouTube, actually, frankly, because Google already owns way too much of this earth. But if they're going to get into it and relaunch their live streaming, I hope it's user friendly for everybody.
That needs to be chief among them, because I would argue right now Hangouts and things are still janky and still feel like work in progress and experiments, and like Google could drop it at any time. I always have that feeling that they could just go, this didn't go well. We're just dropping it or whatever, and it makes me very nervous. If they could come out with something that's very easy to use and was a much more like sandbox experience, like you're describing, where it can, where uses will emerge. Then I'm kind of all for that, and they certainly have the infrastructure and wherewithal to make it happen. And who knows, maybe this show ends up on there. But it does seem like we are getting to a place where somebody somewhere is going to pop out and be the dominant, easy, everybody can use it provider of online streaming, and maybe it even starts to replace things like Skype, or I don't know, whatever things it does. That it's for the masses. My mom can use it, hardcore gamer can use it, and everybody else between can use it.
In fact, Meerkat, I think, is pointing the fact that it is live streaming videos time is coming.
Yeah.
And so I would imagine we'll see Twitch broaden out a little bit more into logical places. I think we'll see YouTube obviously relaunch. I think this rumor is probably true. And I think we'll probably see more competitors in the space who come in from various angles, whether they're big companies or not, with solutions for folks. And I do think that is going to be one of the next waves of media creation on the internet.
Well, here's a small philosophical thing I just want to throw out and just get your reaction to.
All right.
It seems to me sometimes on the internet we think we're all rogue and punk rock and traditional media is stupid and we know what we're doing, right? But oftentimes what we're doing is reflecting them in a lot of ways. So we just start doing some of the same dumb things that we complain about in regular media, and we start doing it ourselves, whether it be commercialization of things or whatever. There's lots of examples, but the one I want to hone in on here is it seems like the regular world said it was all live TV in the early days, right? Live performance, live everything. Then it became scripted, prepared, edited, then shown on live TV. You could only catch the Rockford Files when it aired live or a rerun, and that was all you had. We all didn't want that eventually, so technologies came along that fulfilled the desire to say, what if I could record it when it was on and watch it at my leisure, or pause it while it's live and could resume as if it was still live? DVR, in other words. Wouldn't that be nice? So then they adopted that. The internet's being weird right now because it's saying to itself, oh yeah, I don't want to, who wants podcasts and videos that are made already that I have to go watch? I don't want on demand. I want live. We're just going to swing back the other way again.
Yeah.
That's my thinking. I'm up in the night here about the sway of how people's brains think. It's like TV's killing radio. No, radio's still alive. Oh no, TV's killing them again. It's that whole thing.
Scott.
Yeah.
I think you're doing the thing that you're criticizing.
All right, explain. Am I really doing that?
Because you're saying everybody's saying they want live now. That's not what
that's
everybody
true.
is saying.
That's true. This is why I come to you, because you do this every time. Tom has a way.
But I think that's what happens, right? Is so we had an on-demand swell, and so in the discussion about it, everyone says, oh, on-demand's the hot thing. And then live comes like, oh, live's the hot thing. But the fact of the matter is, underlying it, there are people who always want live. There are people who always want on-demand. And more predominantly are people who like, I want that live, but I want that on-demand. And your historical, overview is absolutely right. It started with, well, we can only do live, so we're going to do live. And then we realized, hey, we can tape record things, but only big companies can tape record things. So we'll put some things like Rockford Files on, but you can only watch them live because that's all we can do. And then the technologies came along. We are now to the point where the technology is such that you can consume it whichever way you want. And I think what's actually true is people are settling into understanding what works best live, what works best on demand, and what works best in a multiple format, like the morning stream. You do it live because there's some people who actually do prefer it in the morning live, playing along in the chat room, but you make it on demand because there are also people who are like, I can't do that, or I prefer to listen to it later on my own time. And so you're doing exactly the right thing, which is provide it in the ways that people want to consume it. And so, no, I don't think there is some backlash of oh, well, everything should be live now. It's just that we are now figuring out, oh, the technology is there better than it was. There's faster bandwidth, there's better video codecs, and the audience is more accustomed to it. And I think Meerkat proves this point because Quick did exactly what Meerkat did, but in a time where not as many people had smartphones and smartphone bandwidth was very poor.
Mm-hmm.
And now Meerkat comes along and pretty much does the same thing as Quick, but everybody says, hey, everybody's got a smartphone, so everybody can watch this, and the bandwidth's good enough that I can really stream a quality stream and everybody can watch it too.
Yeah, it's funny because the quick example is perfect, like ahead of its time kind of problem. And nobody's sure what that means or if they're ready for it. It reminds me. So yesterday I put up a sketch. I had this wild, Oates kind of moment where I said, I'm going to put up a sketch, no caption. It's for a comic. I'm going to let Twitter tell me what they think the funny line should be. And I do this occasionally, but back when I first did it, I did it once in 06 or something, or 07, maybe when Twitter was new or there were other ways to pass it around, forums or something. And I got criticized like crazy. Crowdsourcing your jokes. What are you, the worst?
Oh, no, really?
Oh, yeah, people freaked out. You do it today, though?
Can't come up with your own funny line.
Yeah, basically, you were saying exactly what they said. And I got real shy on that because I just thought it was a fun collaborative idea. It wasn't anything more than that.
Caption This has just become so huge, over the years.
And that's my point. I do it now. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves it. Everyone loves it. Not a single criticism. Everybody wants in. They all want their joke.
And when you did it back then, you got some captions too, right?
Sure.
So this is a typical internet phenomenon, which is first time someone does anything, all the trolls come out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as it becomes accepted procedure and the trolls get beaten back by the people who are like, actually, I think this is kind of cool. It's no longer fun for anyone to criticize anymore because it's accepted practice.
We'll start a new podcast called Trolls where we analyze these trends and why they happen. I think that'd be fun.
And troll each other.
Yeah.
I think you should have a call-in line where anybody who wants to can call in and
just
say whatever
invite it. Just like, come at me.
Right.
I have that on
speaking of which, my doorbell just rang. Hold on, I'm the only one home, so I'll be right back.
You better go get that. That's all right.
Troll. Don't answer
it.
Oh,
the trolls are here. Crap. Big one-eyed guy with a package.
A lot of people don't realize it lives under a bridge too. So
right? I know.
Dangerous.
Speaking of which, not that this is a transition at all. This weekend, Tom and I have an episode of Current Geek coming up where we will have the one and only Dan Benjamin of the 5x5 Network on.
Yeah,
very excited. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Any other happenings this week outside of that?
Dan is a titan of podcasting.
He is. He's one of those. A pillar.
Go check out 5x5.tv. He has a beautiful empire of quality podcasts.
Yeah, really doing good over there. It's back anyway. Podcasts are back, and he like us are reaping its spoils, I suppose.
He, like us, are entirely surprised by that because we've been doing the podcast the whole time.
Exactly. Anything else this week happening outside of the BOL reunion that you'd like to
BOL
mention?
reunion's the big thing. If you are an FSL Tonight Kickstarter backer from last year, check your email because we did finally get around to fulfilling the From the Vault episode. A 1973 championship episode of FSL Tonight.
Wow.
Check that out. And Citadel 32, folks, I actually think this is pretty good. At least that's what people who are reading it have been telling me. I guess the people who hate it probably aren't talking to me, but go read it. Go give it a shot. There's a free PDF version if you don't want to pay for it. TomMerrittBooks.com. Of course, if you want the great Scott Johnson full 3D experience, you got to buy the print version. Yeah. And that is totally worth it just for the artwork.
Yeah, I really had fun doing that. And like I keep reminding people, if you're coming to Nerdtacular 2015, we will sign your book, The Both of Us, happily and readily. Tom Merritt, it's...
Or just Scott, if you don't want me messing up your book.
Yeah, probably
Will you actually sign it as happily and readily? And if so, who is who?
Hold on, let's think about that.
Yeah. I'm readily?
I'm probably happily ready. I don't know.
Happy.
I could be a sub-readily.
Yeah, I don't know what I am. Sub-readily. I like it. It's a brand new podcast. Like comes on the Frog Pants Network. Tom, take it easy. Ace Detect on Twitter. Be good. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, gents.
See ya.
See ya.
He called us gents. We're gents.
FedEx delivering a big box that I had to sign for.
Brian, that is a nice package you got there.
It is a nice package.
What's in there, do you think?
Should we open it and see?
Yeah, let's open it up.
All right. I think I know what this is, and it's something cool to see in the stream if that's what it is.
Here, I've got a special theme for you as you open
You
it.
have box opening music?
Yep, ready. Go.
All right.
Hopefully it's weed.
Smoke weed every day.
Wow, the double.
You getting some weed?
It is not. This came from, I ordered this because I missed out on getting one in November when I was at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
This is...
Oh, that bag I want!
The bag you want.
Did they go back on sale?
They did. It was like while supplies last. It's the 10th anniversary Warcraft messenger bag. This thing is beautiful.
Oh, I got a contact at Blizzard. I got a bug about that if they're out again. Hold on. Blizzard.
But they still have them.
Store. I really want one.
Yeah, this is nice because so I've got the old BlizzCon bag. Just doesn't have, it's got one pocket, right? That's it.
Yeah.
And this one's got like a bunch of pockets. It's got like business card holder.
Is it leather or is it like what is it?
No, it's like canvas.
Okay.
But a sturdier canvas again than the one that they were giving away.
Oh gosh. Like the Nerdtacular ones we had that they gave us, those OA
exactly.
ones.
Yeah, it's way better quality, like way stiffer canvas than that.
It's entirely possible that here's our hope, is that some of these will become excess and they will send us some for Nerdtacular this year.
So you're saying I probably could have just waited for Nerdtacular?
You might have. But
just like the Tankard of Terror, right?
Yeah, that one, man. Somebody, and they've never shown their faces, but somebody went and stole those and didn't say anything to anyone when I brought it up. I know, lame. Okay, well, add to cart. I want that bad. It's not bad prices either. 35 is all right.
No, it's not bad at all.
Okay. What are we doing now? Let's end this thing with some calls.
Some calls, don't we?
Yeah, we got some calls. Here you go. Yeah. Here's one. This is don't drink Diet Cokes or drinks. Okay, that's what they're saying, and here's the call about it.
Greetings, Gojo and Ibbotson. This is Ryan calling from Cincinnati, and I'm calling for TMS. I was calling because Tuesday you had some discussion about diet soda and how it's not good for you and things like that. I had a lot of struggle with that about 2.5, 3 years ago, to the point that it was an issue. So I actually visited a hypnotherapist, and it actually did work. I have not had a drink of soda in almost 4 years, and I haven't had the urge to even want to. So people who may be struggling with things like that, if you are subject to be able to, I guess, be put under hypnosis and things like that, it does work, at least.
Things like that. Interesting. So the reason I put
Hypnotoad or what other things are like that?
It's funny because part of the reason I play this call is my dad was way into hypnosis, and he was into self-hypnosis. So there was this time where he lost his keys, and I know. And he had this little crystal thing.
Find your keys.
Yeah, this little crystal thing, and he rested on his elbows and would get in a quiet room, and the key, he would stare at this crystal and he would hold his hand still, so it was just hanging there, right?
Yeah.
And there was like this Ouija board aspect to it, that if the answer was, if he was getting close to where it was, like, is it in the couch cushions, the little crystal would swing one way, and if it was not, it would swing the other way without him doing it. It would be him doing it subconsciously, but he wasn't consciously moving it. He used to do this, and he would find stuff. Like, he'd find his keys, or he would find whatever. Now, to this day, I call...
Weird, they would always be in the last place he looked.
Yeah, always the last place. In fact, you should just say, is it in the last place I looked?
Exactly.
But to this day, it's complete bunk and hokey for me to think that what my dad was doing was working. However, doing a little reading about this, apparently, like, actual hypnosis is a thing you can do, or you can put somebody in a state of, like, where their subconscious is a little bit more laid bare and you can get answers out of them and stuff. I don't know if it's about, you will never drink Coke again. I don't know if that works or not. And this is not, I am not slamming you, dude. You've got whatever worked for you, man. But
I honestly would be up for trying in the name of science. In the name of this show, I would try doing hypnotherapy and
what do you want to give up?
Sodas
or something like that? Same idea?
Giving up pet battles. Stop me from pet battling.
I don't think they do it that way. They don't go, stop pet battling. I think they just, I don't know what they do. So I'm interested in more. If anyone out there listening is a professional in this area, I'd like to know more, because
do we do it via Skype, or do I have to go somewhere?
Yeah, I'd have to be
somewhere. We do it via FaceTime.
Yeah. But I'm always skeptical of such things, and I don't know. I usually need more. All right, here's a thing about sci-fi on Showtime.
Hey, Scott and Brian. This is Jake from Kentucky calling in for TMS. I just found your comments and dialogue about the sci-fi shows on HBO and premium networks and AMC and such interesting. I just wanted to remind you all that Showtime kind of already did this. If we do remember, the first 5 seasons of Stargate SG-1 were on Showtime.
Yeah, they were the ones that had the nudity. Had the nudity in the first season. You remember that?
Really?
Yeah, had naked people in Stargate.
They saw naked.
They did. But they don't now, and that's my thing now. I understand when people took risks back then, and then that eventually got bought and sent somewhere else. But they're not making anything now.
There's nothing current. Yeah, we need a good current.
Yeah.
Pay cable.
Good one though.
High quality, big budget,
BSG level, big productive thing. So I know there's some stuff coming, right? That Jonathan Banks, what's it called? Crap. Tom would know this because he keeps reminding me. But there's this new one with Jonathan Banks in it.
Really?
Yeah. I cannot remember the name of it. I can't remember the channel either. Anyway, that's coming. And then HBO's working on Westworld, which is great.
What was do you remember Lex? What channel was Lex on?
There was a Lex. I don't remember.
LEXX. Yeah, it was a TV show, sci-fi.
Looking it up. Lex 18?
No, just plain Lex. LEXX.
Oh, that's Lexington, Kentucky's.
It was a Canadian show.
Was it?
Yeah, Sci-Fi Channel.
I don't know.
All right, well,
I've never heard of this. Oh, LEXX, 2 X's.
LEXX, yes.
Here's a scene.
I tell you, there is good men born in Monmouth.
It's very quiet.
Here comes His Majesty.
It's a naked Canadian guy.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's running around.
Yeah,
naked.
Ava Haberman, who played the blue-haired, light blue-haired woman on the spaceship. Holy cow! Just absolute knockout.
Really? Never even heard of this. Didn't know this existed. All right, well, Canada.
I've got the series on DVD somewhere. I have to pull that out.
I'm into that. All right, here's a final call. This one is about, I don't even know. Let's just play it.
Hey, Scott and Brian. Just a question, since you guys are both timeshare owners. Is there a way to beat that free timeshare system so that you can actually get something free out of it and not, and this is probably the most important part, not get super annoyed or pull it into like a 4-day intensive work you over sales session? Thanks. Love the show, guys.
If you own a timeshare, you can tell them to F off anytime you want. Like you don't have to go to their updated meetings or their free breakfast things that turn into big sales pitches to up your account or any of that. You can avoid all of it. It just is annoying to have to do that because they really are hard. They're on the hard sale all the time. So when we go to Vegas and we stay in the timeshare, which we don't love doing, because the minute you do, you get 4 or 5 phone calls when you're in the hotel room, and they're going, "Yeah, we're just letting you know you're invited to a breakfast tomorrow as a free service."
Courtesy. It's a courtesy breakfast.
Yeah, courtesy breakfast. It's there's no strings attached or whatever, and you get there and there's nothing but strings attached. There's strings everywhere. Right. The whole place is littered with strings.
Here's what you do. And here's a little secret that it hasn't been. This is one of those things that's kind of like the hidden Starbucks menu or animal style at In-N-Out. It's a well-known, it's a not well-known trick that works for all of those timeshare situations. All right. So you go to Vegas. Hey, free show tickets. All you have to do is come to this timeshare presentation or whatever. You get the free show tickets, and then you go to Chi-Chi's, and then you get a big strawberry daiquiri, a virgin strawberry daiquiri. Yeah. And then right before the timeshare,
they will not accept you in there if you do that.
You will not be invited to their timeshare meeting.
Brilliant.
That's all you have to do.
Brilliant. Yeah. Good. That's a good one. I don't. We are to the point that we like this so little, and that they charge you fees for nothing anyway. Like it's kind of ridiculous how these systems work. That we're probably going to just sell ours. The only reason we got it in the first place we got it on the super cheap. So we think we can actually make.
You could probably make a lot of money from it.
Yeah, we'll make more money on it, which will help because I need to pay for these crowns. Damn it! So when we do, that'll be interesting. And I also feel bad because I'm shoving it off to somebody else who will now have to deal with it. But yeah, it just sucks. It kind of sucks. I wish somebody would come along and say, "Here's a new way of doing timeshares." The problem is it's not a very competitive space because there's only so many, spaces. It's not like anybody can. It's not like an internet startup where the space is virtual. Mm-hmm. There's only so many places you can say that's our
finite number of spaces.
Yeah, and that sucks. All right, there you go. Thank you for your calls. If you guys want to send your own calls in, it's real simple to do it. 801-471-0462. We do still get emails. I just wanted to get some of these calls out of the way. They've been stacking up. themorningstream@gmail.com is that address. On the web, we're at frogpants.com/TMS. On Twitter, find Brian at Coverville, me at Scott Johnson, and the show at Morning Stream. Is there a Coverville today?
There will be a Coverville today, and we're digging into the collection of indie hodgepodge stuff that's come in over the last couple months since the last time I've done an indie hodgepodge show. There's a lot of great stuff that artists and labels have been sending me that just hasn't fit into a regular show. So we're doing that today, and Tina's even going to be there for trivia at the end. So
nice.
Stick around for that.
I always like when Tina's involved. She's a wonderful human being, and probably 85% of why Brian is also a nice guy.
At least 85%. I would say 95%.
Vote Tina every day. So we don't have voting is over for the podcast awards.
That's right. Nothing left to do but the crying. Nothing left but the tears, folks.
All right, great. Yes. All right, that's it.
So with basically me and potentially jury representing Frog Pants.
Mm-hmm.
If the instance wins, do you want me to go up and accept for the instance?
Yeah, it'd be totally fine.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have.
Do you want me to go up and accept for? Well, if jury's there, he can accept for Night Attack.
Yeah, he should do. He should totally do Night Attack.
Want me to go up and accept for DTNS? I should have asked Tom.
He would probably say yes to that. I mean, if you're the Frog Pants family representation, then yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think. I may actually have. So here's what I may do, and this will just help me deal with my week of freaking depositions.
Mm-hmm.
Is I will write up a very, very short statement.
Oh, cool.
For anything that I'm involved in.
Yeah, film SAG, the instance.
There won't be like a big thing. Like there's no speech that you would have to give in my proxy, but it would be just like a short little shitty thing to say. So I'm going to do that.
Oh, great. Yeah, that'll be good.
But mainly what I want you to do is like Italian mafia style kiss. What's his name? Host on the
Dennis
Miller on the cheek. That's really what I want.
Like the hug, the bring in close, and then.
You have jury play a little Italian like Ami amore.
I can't do it. I can't. There's no way. I can't do that.
He'll probably stab you. He's got some kind
I think he will. There's I don't know what kind of security they have at the podcast, those revered podcast awards.
He's got a derringer in each sleeve. He'll just bang bang.
Cha-cha.
Cha-cha. Like take that, dead body. Anyway.
Yeah, that's just my 2 cents. I could be wrong.
I'll give you $1 if you touch his
male genitalia.
I wouldn't.
It would take more than $1.
All right. So what are we doing? We're out of here. We're done. Let's get out of here. Big thanks to everybody. Thank you all so much. Brian probably brought a song to play at the end of the show. What is it?
Probably. You know me so well.
I know.
You know my tricks. Yeah. Okay. This one's going out to Caesar Guerra, who says, "Hola, Scott and Brian," or Cesar Guerra. I don't know how it's pronounced there. On March 24th, my daughter Anna will finally be a level 1 human. Happy birthday yesterday to Anna. By the way, obviously, so much stuff came in for the 24th that I'm having to loop some of it into the 25th.
Sure.
Helping her level up with the help of my lovely wife has been one of the most challenging and awesome quests I've ever been on, and I think we've done a good job so far. To commemorate the occasion, I would like to request a song. Anything of your choosing would be awesome. Amo El Show, though. Signed Cesar Guerra.
All right.
Well, happy birthday to Anna. And probably the first thing that I was doing when I was looking for songs was looking for songs about Anna, like that song by the Beatles, Arthur Alexander. No, decided not to go that route. Well, let's look at maybe something to celebrate a year in a life, or like a just what would be a terrific year or an amazing year, or at the very least a very good year. And that's where I settled. This was originally done by the Kingston Trio. Frank Sinatra also covered it very memorably. However, the version I'm going to play, there is no equal to this cover. There is no better cover of It Was a Very Good Year. And you Homer Simpson fans of It Was a Very Good Beer, close, very close. but this one I think tops it. This is Captain Kirk himself, Mr. William Shatner, and his cover from way back. This is back in the Illustrated, or the Illustrated Man. Was that it?
Is that the
one?
The
album that had
Illustrated
Lucy in the Sky.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah. This was another track from that album, lesser known than Mr. Tambourine Man and Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Here is William Shatner, and It Was a Very Good Year.
What would he even say?
Hey.
That's what he'd say.
That's what he'd say.
All right, here it is. We'll be back tomorrow. We got Therapy Thursday and other Fun Thursday things, so be here back for us. Whatever that means. All right, we'll see you guys then. Bye.